Fucking AEK easy mode. Oh, red room, red room.
Hey guys, what's up? My name is T-Space, and welcome back to another gameplay commentary. I know I have been away for about a week, but finals are now over, so yeah, I'm quite happy about that. But today's commentary, I want to be talking about the new DLC, Aftermath. I know I'm kind of late on this, whole review on Aftermath or whatever, but I really don't care. This is just, of course, my personal opinion, so take what you will from it. So let's start off with the maps. The maps are gorgeous, I have to say. I like the colors of the maps. I like how nice and open they are. And I also like how they're based around cities. I truly like city maps more than any other maps. If it's like kind of like a field, like, with a bunch of hills or whatever, that's not my kind of map. I don't really like those. I kind of mainly focus on city maps like Grand Bazaar, Strike at Karkin, and of course all 4 maps that came with the new DLC. I haven't really picked my favorite one yet because I feel like they're all pretty much the same, but if I had to pick my least favorite one, I'd have to say it's Epicenter, and I'll get to that towards the end of the video. But anyhow, so the maps are nice and open. The colors are very well orchestrated with the maps. I think they fit pretty well. I mean, although some maps have a little too much orange, which is, I mean, it can get bothersome sometimes, but overall, if you look past it, it's still a pretty good map. And that's pretty much it. I have to say that the game modes, at least the core game modes, I classify the core game modes as in Conquest, Rush, and I guess TDM. I mean, I think all those maps, maybe not TDM, but mainly the Rush and Conquest, they fit really well with these maps. I think DICE did a really good job, and I hardly ever say that about DICE. So DICE did a good job with these maps. I mean, I can't say anything else besides that. All right, let's move on to the next thing that I want to talk about Aftermath, and that is the new mode. So Scavenger is the new mode that was introduced to us in Aftermath, and I have to say that Scavenger is very fun. My first game, I had the time of my life. It pretty much renewed my faith in Battlefield 3. I was on the brink of saying, wow, Battlefield 3 is getting kind of boring. But once I played Scavenger, I was like, damn, this game is actually really fun. The maps, I would say they're a little bigger than TDM. If you played Canals, I'm pretty sure most of you have. Just think of Canals, but maybe just a little bit bigger. And I'd have to say that in this game mode, actually, let me explain what Scavenger mode is. If you haven't played this game, or if you're waiting for certain reviews to come out, Scavenger mode is. It's kind of like a gimmick mode, or kind of like a mini mode, like tank superiority from Armored Kill or Gunmaster from Close Quarters. Basically, Aftermath has its own little gimmicky mode, which is called Scavenger. In Scavenger, you are given only a pistol of your choice and a perk of your choice. Once you have picked one of these perks and pistols, you are then able to spawn into the map. Now, throughout the map, there are going to be 5 cap points, and there are going to be guns scattered across the ground. These guns are going to be categorized in certain levels, starting from level 1 going all the way up to level 3. Now, depending on which level of weapon you actually pick up, it will determine how efficient this gun would be. So you have your level 1s with the PDWs, like the P90, the MP5, the MP7, and stuff like that. And then when you move up to level 2, you have the shotguns, the sniper rifles, both bolt action and auto snipers, and then you get the crossbow. And in level 3, you get the carbines, the assault rifles, and the LMGs. So of course, depending on which level you get, will actually determine how powerful you can technically be. Now within this map, there's always going to be one spot where there's going to be this huge ammo crate. Now everyone can go to this huge ammo crate. Most likely it's going to be categorized in the middle of the map, so basically it's easily accessible to everyone. It's not oh, it's on that side of the map only and everyone has to rush over there or whatever. It's pretty much easy to get to, and all you have to do is just stand next to it, and once you stand next to it, you will be able to replenish your ammo to full. That's another thing that I forgot to mention. When you do pick up a weapon in Scavenger, you'll only have an extra clip, except for some guns like the PP19 or LMGs. Basically, they have a large clip to begin with, so therefore they don't get an extra clip. So let's say the PKP, which is a gun that you get in Scavenger, when you pick it up, it'll only have its first magazine, which has 100 rounds, and after that you can't reload at all. You have to either find another weapon or go to the ammo crate. And overall, I have to say, after playing this game mode over and over and over again on all the maps, it is probably the most balanced game mode I've ever played. in Battlefield 3. There are no vehicles. There are no people using specific weapons that you truly hate. There's no explosives except for maybe from the crossbow, but then again, using the crossbow is kind of actually I'll get into that later. I mean, there's no claymores, there's no C4, there's nothing. It's just all gun based, and it's balanced to the point where everyone is actually looking for a specific gun. You can most likely you'll probably be seeing people running around with just pistols, and they're trying to scavenge for guns. And I really do think that DICE did a really good job with this mode. This is actually really unique. I don't think I've ever played an FPS that has something like this. I mean, I'm pretty sure there might be a game out there, but I haven't played it. So given that this is my first time, witnessing or having experienced this type of game mode, it's really fun. I'd have to say it's probably one of my favorite game modes now. I mean, before it used to be Conquest, but now I have to say this is a pretty close contender to Conquest for me. All right, now let's move on to the last thing that I want to talk about for the whole DLC, and that is of course the crossbow or the X-bow. I have to say that the crossbow is really fun. I'm not gonna lie, I fell in love with it the first time I used it. So given that I played Scavenger for my first game, I literally just ran out and tried to find my first crossbow. I found the first crossbow, I picked it up, and I'm like, man, this thing's amazing. I shot a guy, I'm like, damn, that was so rewarding. Just seeing the bolts fly through the sky and then hitting your target, and of course causing a death or getting a kill. Overall, it was just extremely, I don't know, it just made me smile. I was like, damn, this gun is awesome. I can't even explain how awesome it is. I mean, at the time, that's how I thought, or that's how I felt. But now, before the DLC actually came out, I was actually quite worried about the crossbow. I thought that the crossbow would be a little overpowered. I thought that it would have one-shot capabilities for, I don't know, for like stupid long ranges. From the trailers that I watched, and I only watched the trailers before Aftermath actually came out. I didn't watch any gameplay prior to me actually playing the game. So basically, from the trailers, it seemed like you can get one-shot kills, and I was really worried about that. I mean, most of you who have stuck around with my channel for a while know that I don't really like one-shot kill weapons because I don't feel like they're as skillful as they want to be. That's why I only shoot for the headshots, and that's why I don't use M98B too much, because it has a higher chance of getting a one-shot kill. But anyhow, so after playing with the crossbow, I have to say that it isn't overpowered whatsoever. Given that it has a slow velocity with all the bolts, there's a slow reload, and the bullet drop is significant with mostly all of them, especially with the high explosive bolt. Basically, the high explosive bolt, if you don't aim it at all, like if you don't counteract the whole bullet drop, you can pretty much just shoot it and it'll land at your feet and it'll kill you. I mean, that's blowing it out of proportion, but that's pretty much how big the drop is. I'm not good with numbers. I never have, and I probably will never. I never will be. If you do want to look for some more statistics, I'm pretty sure you can just Google it. You guys are all smart. You can do it yourself. But anyhow, so after learning about these things and learning how balanced this gun actually is, I was like, wow, this gun is really good. I'm probably going to be using it a lot. And one thing that I didn't know going into Aftermath that truly made the crossbow one of my favorite guns now was the ability to actually cycle through all of your bolts. Now, I thought that, just like every other gadget that you had, like the noob tube or the mass or whatever, you had to, go into your setup and actually specifically click either buckshot or slugs or, smoke or whatever. But with the crossbow, you can actually cycle through all of your bolts. Man, when I learned about this, I felt like I was Hawkeye from the Avengers. And you know how he has that quiver, and then he like click-clacks his bow, and then like, it adds like a different bow head to it. Man, that's how I felt. I really wish we had a quiver, and I click-clack my bow, and then it would just like instantly give me the right attachment that I wanted to use in that specific area. Oh man, it was just so awesome. So when I found out about that, that pretty much made me fall in love with the crossbow. That was my main reason why I love the crossbow so much. But that's pretty much it for what I wanted to talk about for Aftermath. Now this is the after talk about Aftermath, and that is what I actually think the DLC was made for. Now, it seems like there's a trend with DICE. It seems like every single DLC that they come out with, except for Karkin, that doesn't really count, there was kind of a focus. Basically, Close Quarters was more focused on people who had PDWs or whatnot, or close range weapons that had high rate of fire. And then of course Armor Kill was focused on engineers and vehicles, because well, it was Armored Kill. You had a bunch of vehicles running around. Why wouldn't you use an engineer? Now, finally, the Aftermath DLC. I truly believe, and I'm pretty sure other people out there, that have made these commentaries also do agree with me, that this game mode or this DLC was specifically made for snipers. The long corridors, the ability to see pretty much halfway across the map in some maps, and being able to get those crucial headshots or whatever. And of course the crossbow. I mean, if you haven't actually thought about that, the crossbow actually mainly works with the sniper class or the recon class. I mean, if you use it on the assault, you're pretty much giving up your medic pack. That's extremely important. If you're playing it on a support, you're losing your C4 and Claymore abilities. And last but not least, if you're playing it on an NG, you're going to lose your RPG and SMAs and stuff. I mean, those attachments are so crucial to those classes. But when you put it onto a sniper class, all you're losing is the MAV and the tugs. And on top of that, or MAV, tugs, and SOFLAME, I almost forgot about that. But anyhow, on top of that, with the crossbow, there's a scan bolt. So pretty much you are replacing the MAV and the tugs already. So the only thing you really use, or the only thing that you're really losing, is the SOFLAME. And even at that, not that many people use the SOFLAME as much as DICE probably wanted them to. So I mean, that's not a huge downside. So that's what I think that this DLC was made. I feel like this DLC was made specifically for the sniper class. And I mean, it's amazing. I love it. I mean, me being loving to play sniper, I instantly fell in love with these maps, and it was just really cool. The only downside I have to say for this DLC is probably the rubble. Now, the rubble in some maps, especially on Epicenter, there's just too much of it. I don't like vaulting. I personally hate vaulting because I think it's a stupid thing. There's no reason. I just think it's stupid. I don't want to see my legs like twinkle toe over like a little rock like I'm some ballerina or something. I think it's silly. And given that DICE didn't really do a good job with vaulting, sometimes, I'm pretty sure most of you have, witnessed this before. You try to jump over a box or something, and you don't jump over it. You pretty much just hurtle in place, and you're like, well, what the hell, DICE? Why couldn't I jump over this? So just for that reason, I don't really like how some of the maps have that much rubble. I mean, I understand it's after an earthquake, but if the vaulting was better, I wouldn't complain about it. So that's pretty much it for my review or my final thoughts on Aftermath. This was a quite a long video. If you did stay throughout the whole video, I do applaud you for that. But if I had to give this DLC a rating, I would probably give it a 9.5 out of 10, just because I didn't like the rebel part, and that's a huge deal in all the maps. But anyhow, if you are on the fence about buying this and you haven't bought premium or whatever, I would strongly suggest buying this DLC. If you had to pick between all of them, even Karkin, I would probably pick this one over every other DLC because it is that much fun. So that's pretty much it. And before I leave, if you want to get more constant updates on what I'm going to be doing for my channel, go ahead and follow me on Twitter. I'll leave the the link in the description below. And also, I made a new platoon. It's called T Always Has Space. I'll also put that link in the description. So if you want to join that platoon, go ahead, feel free. It's open to everyone. And when you join it, you'll be notified when I'm playing games. You want to play a game with me or just say hi, I mean, go ahead and join my game. I mean, I don't really have any issues with that. If you want to troll me, go ahead, do your best. I'm gonna lay it out there. It's gonna be quite hard for you guys to make me mad, because given that I do like stupid stuff already, I'm just gonna say it's gonna be pretty hard. I'm not gonna tell you what would make me mad because you guys are gonna have to find that by yourselves. But anyhow, I hope you guys did enjoy this gameplay. And like always, my name is T-Space, and I will catch you guys later.